my screen, right? Everybody can see my screen? Okay. Now this is me digging through trash cans looking for newspaper clippings. Now, what ended up happening was that how many of you all know that a setback is nothing but a setup for a comeback? A guy ended up inviting me to this hotel meeting. Anybody ever been invited to a hotel meeting before? I know y'all have. And I said to the guy, I said, I don't want to come to your little funky hotel meeting because listen, I ain't got no money. I don't have no money for no doTERRA oils, no Avon, no none of that. Okay, because I ain't got no money. So what I'm gonna go for? But he kept asking me. So finally, I sit in the back of the room, right by the door, so that whenever they do the altar call, say whatever they actually selling, I could bounce, right? But instead of dipping out, I started to lean in, y'all, because the guy in the front of the room started talking about how you can use life insurance to grow your wealth, how you can use life insurance to protect your wealth, how you can use life insurance to leverage your wealth. And I said, wait 1 minute. I said, are you trying to tell me that if I had life insurance, that I would not have lost all of my wealth? I was blown away. I said, listen, I went up to the guy and I said, listen here, whatever you selling, I'm buying. But I also need the ability to share with other people, because I knew there was a whole community of people just like me. I wasn't the best with my money because listen, it was real dumb for me, my husband, and our one child to live in a 5,000 plus square foot home with 7 bedrooms and 5.5 bathrooms. Now that didn't make no goddamn. I'm a cusser. Let me stop. That didn't make no sense. That made no sense, y'all. And so I wasn't responsible in that way, but I wasn't a person that also balled out either. Okay. But I knew that there were other people like me that all they needed was an answer. Now, you guys, life has changed dramatically. Life has changed dramatically. That son of ours, who was 7 or, well, actually 8 or 9 at the time, he's now a grown man. He's married. He has a child now. And you guys, things have certainly evolved, and life is really, really good for us. Now, I want to ask this question. I'm going to move very, very quickly. So if I'm talking fast, that is for a reason. I'm talking fast. I want to ask someone, if given the opportunity, okay, let's just say I gave you $300,000. If I gave you $300,000 and I said, here's a beautiful home, how many people would take that $300,000 and go buy that home, make sure that they always have a roof over their head? I need you all to
300,000. I'll take it.
You'll take it, Shirley?
Thank you. I will.
Okay. All right. I saw Anthony said nope. Oh, whoa. Anthony said no. Anthony, if I give you $300,000, you trying to tell me you're not gonna take that money and buy a house? Okay, let's see what's gonna happen.
No, I won't buy a house. I'll invest it now that I know what I know, and then buy some land and flip it.
So Anthony, I'm gonna go ahead and spotlight you. Okay, I'm gonna spotlight you if that's okay.
Yeah.
Anthony, you got on clothes? Do we have on clothes?
Yeah, I'm in the lake. I'm in the lake.
Okay. Now, Miss Shirley, I wanna spotlight you too, but you gotta turn on your camera. Can you turn on your camera?
It was gonna take that long, so I'm gonna make some my.
There you go. All right, here we go. Okay, and I'll go ahead and spotlight myself too. Okay, so Anthony, here's the thing. Okay, we're gonna move fast. Okay. We're gonna move fast through this, okay? Because what I want to teach y'all something. Okay, I want to teach y'all something. How many people want to be taught something?
It looked like a dirt too.
I think I'm in the right place. Let me mute Timothy. Okay. Y'all, this is going to be good, okay? Because we have Miss Shirley who said, I'm going to take that $300,000 and I'm going to buy me a house. I'm going to pay for it in cash. I ain't got no house note no more. I don't have to worry about nothing. All I got to worry about is my bills and my what? What else she got to worry about, y'all? Her bills and what else?
My taxes.
Your taxes. Yes, you do, Shirley. Yes, you do. Okay. Now, Anthony, you didn't you didn't pay $300,000. I mean, you bought it for $300,000, but you mortgaged it. Okay, you mortgaged the home. You paying about 7% interest on it, right? Okay, for 30 years, but you paying $2,000 a month for it. Okay, so you missing out on some cash flow. You know what I'm saying? You missing out on some cash flow. You taking $2,000 a month out your household to mortgage this house. All right, but let's see. Let's see. A year later, the housing market goes up. Okay, it's almost like Atlanta during during COVID 2020. Okay, housing prices went bananas. Okay, the market went up by $100,000. Anthony and Shirley, they both checked their mailboxes both at the same time, and they said, "You see what's happening in the market?" Anthony said, I see what's happening. Shirley said, I'm going to sell. Anthony said, I'm going to sell too. So they both decide to sell. They put their houses up on the market. They both sell the houses for what they asked for, which is $400,000. Now, let's see what happens with Shirley. When Shirley sold her property. When Shirley sold her property, okay, for $400,000, remember, she paid cash for her home. She paid cash for her home. Shirley bought it for $300,000. She sold it for $400,000. She has a profit of $100,000. Y'all, in 1 year's time, who would take that? She just made $100,000 in a year. Y'all, drop a 6 in the chat if you take that all day long. I want to see who's saying 6. CEO Josh Earl said that ain't bad. I have no 6s. Timothy says 6. Is Timothy the only person that would take $100,000 profit in 1 year? Who am I talking to? Who is in this room? Oh my God. I'm tripping. I'm in the wrong room. Josh, I'm in the wrong room. Let me go ahead and walk up out of here. This ain't the right room. This ain't the right room. DeAndre said it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap. All right, let's keep going. Now, listen, that was an overall ROI. What does ROI stand for, you guys? What does ROI stand for?
Return on investment.
Return on investment. Her return on investment was 33%. Do you all realize, okay, I have an insurance license. There's other people on here that have an insurance license as well. And I have a lot of investors in this room. Do you all know that if you just got a 20% ROI on your property in 1 year, you're doing good? So the fact that Shirley got 33%, she was doing good for herself. Y'all agree? Oh, y'all quiet tonight. That's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna wake y'all up. But see, let's see what happened with Anthony. Because remember, Anthony got this mortgage. Anthony mortgaged this property. Okay. Now, when he mortgaged the property, he sold it still for $400,000. Okay. He bought it for $300,000. He got $100,000. However, here's the thing. Remember, Anthony was paying $2,000 a month. He was paying $2,000 a month in a mortgage. But the thing is that Anthony had a partner in business. You all know that the IRS loves debt, right? The IRS loves debt. So they were his partner in business. And so because of that, he got a tax credit. So his profit was $77,000. Exactly, Anthony. Debt keeps the country moving. I know that Josh talks to you all the time about debt. It's okay to leverage debt. It's okay, because leverage is the language of the wealthy. Anthony leveraged, but let's see what happened when he leveraged. What do you all think his ROI was? Those of you all that have seen this presentation, don't you say a thing. What do you all think his ROI was? Just guess. Just throw out a rough number. Shirley, go ahead, guess.
$100,000.
100,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now his ROI as a percentage. What do you think his ROI
Oh, as a percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Ain't nobody gonna take a guess. That's all right. Okay, Shirley, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Somebody help me out.
I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna help you out. It was an overall 335% return on investment. 335% return on investment. Now, let me show y'all how this works, because some of y'all are thinking, this might be wrong. This is just some stuff that she wrote on a PowerPoint. Let me show you something different. This right here is called a return on investment calculator. It's called a return on investment calculator. You can Google it. It's called return on investment calculator. Okay. And put these same numbers in. Now, what ended up happening with Shirley invested $300,000. She sold the house for $400,000. Okay. In a year's time. Now, her investment gain was $100,000, which meant her ROI was 33.33%. Okay. Now, you see where the blue says invested. She invested 75% of her funds to get back 25%. Y'all following me? So she invested the bulk of her money for her to get a small portion of her money. Okay, we tracking? I just want to make sure y'all with me. All right. Now, but what happened with Anthony only invested $23,000. He only invested $23,000 for him to get a return of $100,000. Now, his investment gain was $77,000 for his ROI to be 334%. Now, this is what I want you to see that happened differently. Anthony, he invested very little for him to profit much. Now, I want to ask you all, would you rather invest more and profit little? Or would you rather invest little and profit much? Anthony said the latter. I need to hear more. I need to hear from more people.
Invest little and profit more.
Exactly. Invest little and profit more. Who else thinks the same?
Yeah, invest a little, profit more.
Yes. You all.
That should be a mantra, Auntie Shaky. That should be a mantra.
For sure. Somebody come out with a whole clothing brand. I mean, shoot, we got all types of clothing brands. Now, what I just broke down for you is what we call opportunity costs. What happens is most of us do not understand opportunity cost. You know how I know? Because the brunch spots here in Atlanta are full every single Saturday and Sunday. That's how I know people do not understand opportunity cost. You know, and I'm throwing a little bit of shade. I'm throwing a little bit of shade. Here's the reason why I'm throwing the shade is because opportunity cost just basically means what I decide to spend my money on is going to prevent me from being able to do something else later. So if every single Sunday I decide to brunch my money away, or I decide to brunch, what did I just give up? What did I give up? I may have given up a lot. And then people say that they don't have money to invest. Sure you do. You just ate it and shitted it. You just ate it and poo-pooed away. Go ahead, Josh.
No, I didn't mean to raise my hand. I'm sorry. I tried to lower it, but it got stuck. Sorry about that.
Oh, okay. But you just ate it and you boo-booed away. It literally had no value. It gave you no value at all. Would you agree? Now, I want you all to think about how you utilize your money. Now, if somebody gave you a large sum of money and you're like, oh, I'm just going to hurry up and pay off my debt. because that's what a lot of people do. They take their tax return and they go and they pay off all of this debt. And guess what? A year later, you're in even more debt. And you ain't earned nothing. You have nothing new and you have nothing working for you. You go right back into debt. However, if you took that money and you actually invested it somewhere or made it work for you, then that's a better opportunity cost. I want you all through this call, I want you to think about, how can I leverage more? How can I leverage more? And some of you all can't wait to pay off some of these student loans. Y'all, listen, out of respect for my brother, I ain't gonna cuss on this platform. I ain't gonna cuss. I'm just gonna use the first letter of the cuss word. F them student loans. Okay? Now, listen, I really need y'all to figure out your opportunity cost. If you happen to pay off all of this debt, it's not going to allow you to do something. I'm gonna show you proof. Okay, now we have a brother in our community that brags about the fact that he's paid off his mortgage. I did too. He did it in 10 years. I did it in 3. But I ain't giving myself a hand clap, okay? Or a pat on the back. You know why? Because when I paid off my house, there wasn't not one person that showed up at the front door and gave me no trophy. They ain't send me a batch of cookies. They ain't do none of that. There was no reward at all at the end of it. Matter of fact, what happened was I actually shot myself in the foot. Here's why. My cash stopped moving. I created a tax problem. Because remember, I told you all that the IRS loves debt. I'm 50 years old. I just turned 50. I got a grown son with his own baby now and wife. So I don't have the tax income credit. I don't have that because I don't have no kids, right? The only thing I had was my house at the time. So now I got the older IRS. You see what I'm saying? Now I got an older IRS. So I created myself a tax problem. My ability to leverage stopped. Why? Because all my money was in these 4 walls. Okay, let me keep going. Now, I could have used inflation in my favor. Now, if y'all want to know how, somebody say how, Auntie. Somebody put how in the chat. How? Now, inflation is the value of the dollar. Inflation is sitting at about 2.9% right now. It's sitting about 2.9% right now. But I could have used inflation in my favor. Let me ask you something. Who do I see? With the camera on? Is that machine? Is it Midi? Am I saying that right?
Midi.
Can I use you as an example? Can I talk to you a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. Midi, do you own a home?
Yes.
Okay, you own a home. Midi, what's your house note?
1438.
1438?
Yes.
Okay, 1438. How much of that is just the actual mortgage payment, not the taxes and insurance?
I think like 7 something.
7 something. Okay, so your mortgage payment is 7 something. Your mortgage payment, that's what I want y'all to be clear. Her mortgage payment is 7 something. Okay? Her taxes and insurance, that's escrow. That's not her mortgage. That's her escrow. Okay? But her mortgage is 700. Now, Midi, how many more years do you have left to pay on your house?
20.
20. So let me ask you guys, in 20 years, what's going to be her mortgage payment? And let me ask you a better question. In 19 years, what's going to be her mortgage payment? Somebody tell us.
1438. 1438.
Jermaine said 1438. Nope, it won't be 1438. It won't be 1438. Somebody talk to me. What's going to be her mortgage in 19 years? It's going to be $700, y'all. $750. It's going to be $750. It's going to be the same thing. Her taxes and insurance that are escrow, they're more likely to go up, but her mortgage will not. So if she hustled and hurried up and paid off her house, she gonna pay all of that money just to get $750 in her pocket? Media, I got a strategy to help you get $750 in your pocket. But do you think if somebody buys your house in 20 years that they're gonna pay that same $750?
Nope.
No, ma'am. No, they will not. No, they will not. They will probably pay 3 or 4 times more by that time. So why would I hurry up and pay off a mortgage? Why would I hurry up and pay off a mortgage that is going to do inflation in my favor? Somebody say, I get it now. I get it now. Y'all, I eat Che alive. Don't nobody tell them that. Don't if you know Che, don't tell them. Okay. Now, here's the other thing. Equity has no rate of return. Equity has no rate of return. There's so many people that say and brag about the fact that I got $500,000 of equity in my house. How many people have heard of people, or even you yourself, have bragged on the fact that you got equity in your house? If y'all are talking to somebody like me that understands money, don't y'all say that out loud, because we're going to look at you like you're crazy. Here's the reason why. Your equity has no rate of return. It's vapor. Equity actually doesn't have a real value until it is realized, until you actually take it and separate it from the property. You got to separate it from the property. That's the only way it is realized. I think y'all were learning something today. Okay. Now, if we keep the money inside the property, then that means that money that's inside that house is literally losing value every single day, because it's not keeping up with the cost of inflation. It's not earning anything. And you also jeopardize another 2008 happening. If another 2008 happens, you guys, and the housing market crashes, what happens to your equity? It goes away. It's no longer what you thought it was. Here's one more thing that I thought about. I hurried up and gave Wells Fargo all of this money. I was rushing too. My husband was Ubering. I was, showing my shoulder on corners and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Doing whatever we could to make sure we paid this house off as quickly as possible. Okay. Now, mind you, what happens if we need to take the money out the house? These people didn't ask for that money. We volunteered the money. But what happens if I want some of my money out of it? What has to be true if I need to take some of my money out of the house? Somebody talk to me. I know y'all know. If I need to take some of the money out of the house, what has to be true? Suzanne said it. I got to take a loan out. I got to go to a bank and ask for money. So I got to have good credit, and I have to have enough income to be able to take the money out. Do you know I am working with an elderly woman right now? I'm working with a retired elderly woman right now. This, oh my God. I love this woman so much. She has $750,000 of equity. She lives in New York. She has a brownstone, really, really nice property. But guess what? She can't pull out $750,000 because she doesn't have the income to support it. Somebody has taught y'all wrong. Somebody isn't telling the whole truth, or they either don't know it, or either they don't know it. Y'all, this is a scary game that we're playing. This whole thing of I want to hurry up and get out of debt. It's a scary game. All right, let me keep going. Now, let me show you all some real numbers. Now, remember, I told you life insurance changed my life. It changed my life, one, financially, because I do it as a profession. Okay, changed my life there. But it also changed my life in how I see money and how I'm able to impact other people's lives. Okay. Now, what I should have done or could have done was take that money, that $52,000, because we were spending $52,000 a year to pay off the mortgage. This is an illustration of that. This is me putting this money inside of an IUL, which is an index universal life insurance policy. Okay. This is an insurance policy. I should have put that $52,000 in for the first year, for the first 3 years. Okay. Then drop down to paying only $24,000. Okay. Because we don't need to, we basically paid the house off at that point. Okay. We no longer have the $52,000. We're not going to be working that hard forever. Okay. Now we're going to put in $24,000 a month. Now by year 10, I'm going to borrow $200,000 from my policy. Here's the reason why. I want you to look over here. I'm going to explain these 3 columns for you guys. Accumulation value. This is the money inside the policy actually earning money. Okay. The surrender value, this tells us how much money you can actually borrow from the policy. Okay. So by year 10, I was able to borrow. I could have borrowed up to $289,000, but all I needed was $200,000 because I needed to pay off the mortgage. Okay. So I borrowed the $200,000 to pay off the mortgage. All right. Bam. Now I only have $99,000 left to borrow. So I still got money to borrow. Okay. But this is what I want you all to see. My accumulation value never went down. It actually increased. Here's the reason why. Because when you borrow money from a life insurance contract, you're not actually borrowing it from yourself. You're not taking the funds from yourself. You're borrowing it from the insurance company. So that means that it's still earning money as though you never borrowed it, because you didn't borrow it from yourself. You borrowed it from the insurance company. Oh, that's T right there, y'all. That's T. Where else can you go and borrow some money and you still be earning money on the money you borrowed? Other than a life insurance contract. That's the only place you could do that. But let me keep going. I had a guy the other day, matter of fact, I had a guy who said, he said, but what about all of the insurance you would have had to pay? You got to hurry up and pay off the insurance. I mean, all the interest you would have to pay. I said, bruh, I already did the math. I would have had to pay $283,000 in interest if I went all 30 years. Okay, 283. Can I go to 30 years here? Let's go to 30 years. This is 30 years. Somebody tell me how much money is inside my IUL for me to borrow in 30 years? Somebody tell me. $754,000. Do you think I care about that $283? And here's the thing. I also borrowed $200,000 from it. So if I never borrowed $200,000, it still would have been more. Y'all, this is a powerful tool. This is the same tool that I use to buy my property in Dubai. I'm both a domestic investor and an international investor. This is the same tool that I use that when I started this policy on my son when he was 16, I gifted him with his policy when he got married at the age of 28, and he had $30,000 worth of cash value inside of it. This is the same type of policy. We're talking opportunity costs and we're talking leverage. We're talking leverage. All right, I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna move faster. Somebody said they really wanted this. Somebody said, because I was supposed to talk about something else. I was supposed to talk about something else, but somebody said they really wanted this. Here's the comparison. This is what I need you all to see. If you did the regular 30-year mortgage payoff, okay, this is what it would look like. Your monthly outlay would be this is me. This is for me. Okay, I was paying $1,681 every single month. Okay, my out of pocket $355,000. The interest paid was $135. It was actually like $235. But liquidity, none until the house is sold. Okay, I have no liquidity. I have no liquidity. Why? Because all of my money is trapped in the house. All of my money is trapped in the house. Yeah, the house is paid off. There are no tax advantages. Okay. Now, the IUL strategy, all right, bam, front loaded the policy. My out of pocket cost is $408,000. My interest paid is $0. Okay. Liquidity, I have access to all my money whenever I need it. Whenever I need it. My income, $200,000 in a policy loan at year 10. Long-term value, $2 million plus accumulation plus tax-free death benefit. Do you all know that $754,000 that I showed you? Let me go back, because some of y'all may have missed it. In that year 30, let me show you. Stop. In that year 30, right here, this $754,000, that's all tax-free money. That's all tax-free money. I don't pay taxes on that money. It all grew tax-free. It gets transferred to my family tax-free. And I'll never ever lose it, even to a market crash. You all do realize that a market crash is coming soon. It is looming. Market crashes, they don't just happen. They are literally purposeful. They are invented. They are strategic. And then the people, in the news and say, oh my God, we don't know where this came from. The people know. The people know. And it's one looming. We're about to. Yep, like Anthony said, we're about to. Okay, now let's keep going. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and pause it there. Oh, I still had y'all spotlighted. I'm sorry. Anthony, you got a question?
Man, Tasheka, you got me right up here screaming and hollering because, I'm in your course. I still haven't taken the test because of my job. I travel. I was in PA and all that, long story. But with the house thing, I've been trying to refi the house, and I can't because these banks, they come with all this sideways stuff. They're like, I saw that you pay the house good, but you were late this 1 month, so just give me a holler next year. I'm like, with all this information I know, I want to invest it, and it's I got to get with you after this call, or schedule with you soon, so I could get help, so I could get this money out, and now with all this knowledge, reinvest it, because that's what I'm doing it for them.
For sure. For sure. When I tell y'all, thank you so much for that, Anthony. He is a perfect example. A perfect example. Y'all, all it takes is one mistake. One mistake. He has all of this money inside of his house and he can't get it out because of one mistake or error. My credit score went down 54 points. It went down 54 points because I got a business credit card that actually never showed up at my house. never showed up at my house, but they charged me like $5 for some sort of fee. But because I never got the card, so I never got the bill, I never even activated the card, they said I was late. There's a late charge on my account for a card I've never used before. Now, thank goodness that I don't need to get any money out of my house right now, because I'm telling you, as soon as another $20,000 shows up, I do another HELOC. I pull some more money out. I don't let no money stay in my house. Separate the equity from the property. Period. Why are you combining the two? I'm gonna open up for questions. Any more questions? Renee said, I'm trying to use my credit to get business funding. Yep, as you should. Leverage is the language of the wealthy. As you should. Was I that thorough that nobody has a question? None of y'all?
I have a question.
For sure.
What type of insurance policy is that we could borrow from?
So there's cash value life insurance policies. You can do this as a whole life policy, or you can do this in an IUL. People ask me all the time, because somebody might have that question. What's the difference between a whole life policy and an IUL? Okay. The biggest difference is the way a whole life policy is structured for the death benefit. It's structured for the death benefit. So you usually have a higher death benefit, and then you're getting cash value. Now, the reason why a lot of investors like to use a whole life policy, because they typically allow you to get more money on the front end out of the policy than an IUL. However, a whole life policy is more expensive in the long run and will not perform as well as an IUL on the long term. So here's my thing. There's not an either or, get both. I own 6 of these policies. I own them like a bank account. I have one for my retirement because I don't work a 9 to 5. This is all I do. I've been doing this for 16 years. And so I have one just for retirement. I have one just for investing. I have one just for saving. So I want you all to think about, you don't just have to get one, you can get multiple.
I was gonna ask that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the minimal amount to start an IUL?
So that's interesting. And when people ask that question, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, but if you have to ask what the minimum is, then typically you might not be seeing the full vision. But I'm going to answer your question, and I don't mean this in a mean way at all, because these don't perform just put as well in just putting the minimum in. Okay. But the answer to that depends on your age. It depends on your age. It depends on, what are you trying to accomplish? So, how old are you?
58.
58?
Yes.
Okay, 58. I would say I wouldn't start any less than $500.
Well, I was wondering, what's the minimal amount, and do I increase it, or do I just start a new IUL when I have more money to increase it?
I like that. I like the latter better. Here's the one thing that I don't do. I do not write hope policies. There's a lot of people that'll be like, I plan on making, I only made 50,000 this year, but I plan on making 300,000 next year. So let's just design a policy for that. No, we ain't. Because you ain't gonna do no chargeback on me. What we gonna do is we gonna design a policy for what you got today, because we can always upgrade. Now, but here's the tricky part, because it is life insurance and it is based on insurability. So we just gotta hope that you still are insurable, you're still insurable in a year's time or a 2 years time, however much it takes for you to get your money up. Did I answer your question?
Yes. What makes a
Okay.
person uninsurable?
Ooh, that's a great question. What makes a person uninsurable is it's based off of their health, their driving record, criminal record that can make you uninsurable. Now, in these days of times, most people can get insured. Most people can get insured. But if you can't get insured, there's a way around that where you can be a surrogate. Okay, where you can get you a surrogate. So what a surrogate basically looks like is you get someone that you have insurable interest on. Okay, so like for example, if you're married, okay, maybe you will put the policy in your spouse's name, or you'll put the policy in your parents' name, or something like that. Okay, you're gonna use someone else. Look at Anthony been studying. I see you studying for that test. But you're going to put it in someone else's name where they are the insured, but you are the owner. Now, the reason why this works out so well is because the insured does not have access to the cash value. Only the owner does. Okay? Which is the reason why some people are like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and be the owner. I'm gonna just be the owner. That way I get access to the cash and somebody else will be the insured. But it has to be somebody that you have insurable interest with. It cannot be your neighbor. You don't have insurable interest with your neighbor.
Grandchildren.
Grandchildren, sure. Here's the tricky part though. And I've ran these illustrations over and over and over again. I would not, if you are really trying to use this as a bank that you want to be able to borrow from quickly, I would not have your surrogate be a child. It's just the policy just grows slower for a child. But I would do it on an adult.
What about having have them as trustees? Have my beneficiary as in a trust.
100%. Who is that talking? Who is that talking?
Harry.
Harry, listen. Oh, you already know that's my whole vibe. Your trust should own the policy. Your trust should be the beneficiary. I tell people all the time, my son, I got one child. My son, he's still gonna have to bounce that basketball. He's a professional ball player, but if I pass away, he's still gonna have to wake up and bounce that basketball. He is not gonna be able to just sit on the sand like Anthony right now and chill. He still gotta work. Ain't nobody gonna get rich off of my death. That money is going straight into a trust. And then, you know, I give you about $20,000 a year or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. But bruh, you still gonna have to work.
Well, couldn't I just have the interest from that I'm putting into it go into stock so it can replenish itself?
Sure, you can do that. Sure, you can do whatever you want to do with that money. It's your money to do whatever you want to do with it. But here's the thing. I tell my investors that invest in options, okay? Because here's the thing I ask all the time. Do you have a strategy that ensures that you don't lose money in the stock market? Also, do you have a strategy that ensures that you do not lose any of your equity? Most people say no. My investors that invest in options, let's just say, or Forex, I tell them all the time, get all of your winnings at the end of the week, put it inside of your cash value life insurance policy. So that way you always protect your gains. You're always protecting your gains because you never lose money inside of a cash value life insurance policy. Now, if you happen to lose, okay, let's say you happen to lose your money in options trading, all right, go back to your policy, borrow some more money, run the bag back up, and put the money back in the policy when you get the money up again.
Are there some states that are like you would recommend doing a play like that in?
I can tell you a state that I would not, and that is New York. New York is one of those states where, and I'm gonna tread real lightly here. New York is one of those states where they do not allow you to do the infinite bank strategy. And the reason why I air quote infinite bank, because all it is a marketing term. It's not anything else but a marketing term. But they do not allow you to borrow from your policy and still be earning money. New York does not allow that.
Bye, New York.
What you say?
Goodbye, New York.
Right, exactly. New York is so very strict in a lot of their ways. I don't know why people still live there, to be honest. I guess you just like living on top of each other. It's just, oh God. Anyway, let me stop because somebody might be here from New York. Any other question? I don't want to offend nobody. I want your business, so I don't want to offend nobody. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to drop my link inside of the chat. If you guys heard something here that interests you, where you're like, man, I would really like to see what this looks like for myself, for me to be able to do this for myself, or I know I need to start saving away something like immediately, I want you all to book an appointment with me. I want you to see what is it that you can do with your money to make your money keep growing. Listen, us as Black folks, I'm assuming most of us are, and Anthony, but most of us on here, y'all, us Black and brown people, we know how to make money. We just don't know how to save it. We just don't know how to grow it. We don't know how to, we don't know how to leverage it. And so because of that, go ahead and come to me and I'll be more than happy to help you guys strategize on some different plays. Okay. Are there any other questions?
Thank you, Auntie Shaky. That was the great presentation. Got to know a little more gems, and looking forward to the call tomorrow. Already scheduled it for tomorrow at 1.
I am excited. I'm so glad to have you in the community. And if you guys are interested in joining my community of agents where we teach other people how to do this, and we also have a faceless community. So we also sell life insurance faceless. I didn't get into that today, which I actually intended to do. But I feel like somebody needed to hear this presentation today. So I want to thank you all so much. I want to thank Josh so much. I do not take it lightly when someone invites me into their community. And I know how, how Josh feels about his community and how sacred they are to him. So the fact that he put me in front of you guys, I don't take it for granted at all. So with that being said, I guess Josh might have hopped off.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, no. Oh. Go. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't want to cut you off.
No, I was going to drop my IG. Somebody asked for my IG.
Yeah, if you can put all of your, I saw you drop the link to your IG, just everything that you can. What I'll do is with this replay in the community, I will take it and I will put your information attached to the replay. So that way, if somebody, even in a year from now, if this world is still here, if they see the video, the replay, they will be able to get in contact with you. So Auntie Shaky, I think the world of you. I honestly do. And I'm really, really thankful that you were so willing to come and give value to the community. I've talked about you multiple times in here. And, one of the things I oftentimes speak about is just being able to engage. Because for those who don't know, the way that I met Auntie Shaky was inside of another community. And communities are really so important for growth, for connection, for networking. And so I'm glad to have been able to build a relationship with you, a rapport with you. And I definitely would only bring you here if I trusted you as I do. So I want to tell my community, anyone that trusts me and, we have decided to partner with me in the community, Auntie Shaky is definitely somebody who I 100% trust. And if there was something that she said that piqued your curiosity even a little bit, I would highly recommend you guys make sure that you reach out to her and see how it is that she's able to help you. I 100% have faith that she would take care of you for sure. So this was a really good call. This was really good. So I really appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Good night.
Real quick, hold on before we go.
Oh, okay.
Real quick, would you mind leaving us? Would you mind closing us out by giving, I don't know, a gem or some advice or just a piece of information for somebody who is on this journey of entrepreneurship or this journey of wealth building? What is something that you would say to them to let it stick with them as we end this call?
I would say get your money up and get it up fast. I feel like there's something very, very heavy in the earth right now. In the earth. I can't say America because I haven't I don't know, but there's something really heavy that's causing us to move slower. And we need to push past that. Because now more than ever, we have to move as fast as we can to get our money up. As fast as we can. We can either be on the profitable side of 2008. Remember, I said there are some people that loved 2008, but most people didn't. When another 2008 happens, are you going to be the some or the most? I'm telling you, I'm working real hard to fight through procrastination. I'm working real hard to fight through rejection. I'm working real hard to fight through insecurities. I'm working so hard so that I can be the sum and not the most. That's what I want to leave you all with. I really pray that you are the sum and not the most.
That was the bar. That was good. That was definitely good. And I wasn't going to add anything because I feel like I'm taking away what I'm adding, but I just have to. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. What I wanted to add was, so inside of our community, I took a week and we went through a lot of different things, and I focused so heavily on vertical integration. And I told the community, I said, my community will not be the ones who are on the downward spiral once the world flips upside down completely, right? There's always a time in history where people have become multimillionaires at the same time that others have lost their entire livelihood. And so that's why I just needed to stress this, man, because what you're talking about is so freaking important. And to be completely transparent, and my community know about it, when was it? Maybe, so what's 2025? So 2024, February, my business did $155,000 that month in February. 2025, February, my business did $10,000. Mm-hmm. And so if I didn't have anything else going on, and I got scammed out of about $250,000 as well. So let's just add that on top. Fortunately, now things are good, but if I didn't have a skill set, if I didn't have other things working for me, I would be homeless right now. But if I had set up what you talked about, I would have also had a situation to where there's investments and there's things that are working harder than I could ever work to produce money. So mm-hmm. I really pray, and I wanted to drive that point home. I really pray that we take this message seriously because it is a serious message.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to add that, sis. I'm sorry.
No, that was great. Anthony had a question.
Okay.
I wanted to add something. Josh, I didn't know this was your call in Zoom. I don't think I met you. Thank you for having this meeting. And Auntie Shaky, what you're saying is so true. I'm in another community about crypto and all that. And what you're saying is true. Congress now, like this presidency is very pro crypto. That's how he's going to save America. So everything's going to be tokenized, digitized. So if we don't move fast, like I told my wife, these next 4 years, we got to make this happen, because if not, this is going to be the next industrial age. Like all the big banks, they're already hopping in on Bitcoin and all that. And, I didn't care about crypto and stuff, but it's like they say, you might not care about politics, but it'll care about you. So whichever community you're in, start learning as fast as you can. I know it's so hard, like there's a lot of distractions and stuff, but we're here, and at least we got a window to an escape,
Mm-hmm. That's good
all I want
stuff,
to share.
Anthony. That is great stuff. I'm telling you, we just got to fight through it, you guys. We got to move as quick as possible. Don't let it come in. It's going to come in. Something is going to stall you. Something is going to literally make you not move. I just beg you not to stop. It's going to mean everything. I wish I could find the video, but people have prophesied that like more than 50% of Americans are going to be living on sidewalks in tents. That's how bad things are going to get. I'm not trying to spew fear. I'm just saying there's a time coming that we've never seen before. We thought that COVID would never happen. I used to be one of those people that I actually laughed when COVID first came. I was like, this is so ridiculous. Oh my God, the news is lying. The news is lying. I thought it was all false. But it was true. People were dying by the boatloads. You think people can't be sleeping in tents? 50% of Americans, it can happen. So anyway, get your money up. That's what I got.
I appreciate you, sis. All right, you guys, that is the end of the call. And Anthony, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everyone that hopped on. And I'll throw this out there before we leave. If you guys have an interest in joining the community, or at least checking it out, go to theceosyndicate.com. I'm dropping it in the chat, and just check that out. The CATE, I can spell. But again, Auntie Shaky, I appreciate you, and everyone else that hopped on the call. I appreciate you guys as well. We did have some MMU family in here also. So I will see you guys on Wednesday on our next call. Appreciate you, Auntie.
Bye.
Thank you for allowing that.